Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today is going to be my Instagram ads tutorial for 2019. So I'm going to be going over how to set up your first Instagram advertising campaign if you haven't done so already. So it'll be a pretty basic video overall. To get started, the main thing you want to use is Facebook Business Manager. If you're not familiar with how to create a Facebook Business Manager, it's very simple. You can either go directly to business.facebook.com. You are going to need a Facebook page, a Facebook ad account, and you're obviously going to need an Instagram page to create Instagram ads as well. So if you're not familiar with how to do that, I will put this link right here, how to create a business manager, right in the video description. So you can make sure you can just go in. So you just go to business.facebook.com, create account, and just go through the prompts. It's very easy to get started. So once you have your Facebook Business Manager set up, you want to make sure you have an advertising account for the page you want to advertise for. You obviously want a Facebook page and you want an Instagram page. So you can see right here, I have 3 Instagram accounts connected to my Facebook Business Manager. And the way that you can do that is by coming up here to Business Manager, clicking on Business Settings. And then you can see here, I have my Facebook page for Corey Frankowski. I don't even really use Facebook that often. I pretty much just use it to run advertisements. And you can create separate business managers. So if you're running ads for clients, you can get access to their business manager. So there's different ways to do it. Now under accounts right here, what you want to do is come to Instagram accounts and make sure that you have the Instagram account that you want to advertise for here. So I'm going to be advertising for Farmhouse Goals today. That's what I'm going to be using for my example. So you can see Farmhouse Goals right here. You can add an Instagram account very easily. Now the other thing that you can do is you can go to your Facebook page and you want to make sure you connect your Instagram account to your Facebook page. So that way you can share photos from your Instagram account if you want. It can help you grow your Instagram and Facebook accounts at the same time. So if you come over to settings here, and then you can come down right here to Instagram. So once you click on Instagram, you're going to see our page right here. So our Instagram account details. So you can easily connect those accounts as well. So that's really where I'd get started. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to come back over here to our Facebook Business Manager homepage, and we're going to open up our Farmhouse Goals ad account. Okay, so we have our Facebook Ads Manager open for Farmhouse Goals. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure you're optimizing for a conversion. So if you haven't installed the Facebook Pixel on your website yet, I'd highly recommend you do that. One video you might want to watch right now. So if you haven't added the Facebook Pixel to your website, if you haven't created conversions yet, we have a video right here for how to install your Facebook Pixel and how to create custom conversions with Facebook ads. You can use the same conversions in Facebook ads that you use in Instagram. So this will be a really helpful video for you. The other thing I'm not going to go into too much detail with, so I'll go into a little bit of detail with it, is targeting. So I opened that video as well. You can see Facebook ads targeting options made easy. So basically all the different ways that you can create audiences. So I highly recommend checking out those videos as well. I'll put them both in the video description, but they'll be very helpful when you're setting up Instagram advertising campaigns. So we're going to come back over here to Ads Manager, and what you want to do is click on the menu up here, come to All Tools, and go to Pixels and Conversions. So your Facebook conversions are going to be tracked, or your Instagram conversions are going to be tracked through these data sources. So it's either going to be a website pixel, you can use offline events, so you can actually connect your CRM, or you can just import a file of some data that you've collected from customers. You can also use app events as well. So if you have a mobile app, you can make sure you're tracking conversions for pretty much anything that you want to using Facebook or Instagram. So we're going to come over here. You can see our website pixel right here. So if you don't have a pixel yet, one thing you could do is just click right here to add a new data source. You can see the 3 options. You can click on Facebook Pixel, and then you can take your pixel and easily add it to your website right in the header file. So right in the global header file, you can do it. Again, I go through it in the other video in a lot more detail if you want to find out how to do it with a WordPress website, for example. But basically all you need to do is take your pixel. So after you create your website pixel, you take the code, and you can either use Google Tag Manager, or you can use a WordPress plugin like Insert Headers and Footers and add it to your website. Now, the other thing you can do is after you get your pixel on your website and it's tracking everything that's happening on your website, you can come here to Custom Conversions and start creating conversions for your website. So you can see I just created a new one right here. So we have an example one for purchased on Farmhouse Goals. So what you want to do is come here to create custom conversion. And what you can do is you can see here, it's going to be using our website pixel, And then you can see website event, all URL traffic. So let's just say URL contains, and let's say, for example, I send people to a thank you page after they sign up for my newsletter, after they sign up for my giveaway, maybe after they purchase something. Let's just say, for example, this is a page that after someone completes something on my website, so anytime someone hits this page, so the URL contains thank you, that means I can track that as a conversion. So I can name it, we could just say thank you, for example. And then under category, you can use what it is. So maybe it's someone adds something to a cart. Obviously, it would be a different URL for that. Maybe it's a lead, maybe it's a purchase. So let's just say, for example, it's a lead. You can enter a conversion value. So if each lead is worth $10 for your business, is worth $20 for your business, you can actually enter a conversion value just like that. The other thing you can do is, let's just say it's a purchase, for example. And at the end of the purchase, someone has complete purchase. So that's simple. And then you can do name. So we'll do completed purchase. And then under category, you can come right here and use purchase as your category and then enter a value there. Let's say it's $50, for example. And that's how you can kind of set up custom conversions. And I'll show you how to optimize for them in a little bit as well. So I'm just going to click on cancel for now. The other thing that you can do is use partner integrations, and I highly recommend using these. So if you're running a BigCommerce website, for example, you can just come right here through partner integrations and make sure you have everything connected directly to your BigCommerce account so that your Facebook Ads Manager account and your BigCommerce account will all be connected. And you can do it for any of these different partners here. So 3D Cart, OpenCart, Shopify, obviously a very popular one. You can see right here, I have mine connected with WooCommerce, so you can see the little green dot there. So it's very easy to set up. When you click on it, it's going to say see details, and you just go through the step-by-step process of setting everything up. And then basically your Facebook Ads Manager account is able to easily communicate with your Shopify account or your WooCommerce account or whatever it is. So your website and your Facebook Ads Manager will be able to basically communicate with each other. So we're going to come over here after you've set up your custom conversions. So I'm going to have a separate video about Shopify. I'm going to be going through a lot of different Shopify things. So if you're interested in some Shopify tutorials, because it is the #1 e-commerce provider, I will have a lot more videos out about that in the summer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come back over here and we're going to go to our Ads Manager and we're going to start creating our campaign. Okay, so we're at the home page of our Ads Manager now. So under campaigns, we're going to click on create. So the first thing you want to do is choose your marketing objective. So we just set up our conversion. So you want to make sure you're setting up your conversion there. Otherwise, you want to use a different campaign marketing objective. So whether it's brand awareness, whether it's reach, traffic, just website traffic, engagement, app installs, video views, very popular, lead generation, messages. So there's catalog sales, store traffic, and conversions. I generally try to stay over here because that's going to give you the best results for your campaign. So what we're going to be doing is conversions here. And this is just going to be an example campaign. So I'm just going to do Instagram example campaign. And let's just say my goal is to send traffic from my Farmhouse Goals Instagram page. And I want to send people to my homepage, maybe my shop page. I can use a couple different pages if I want to. And I want to send people to these pages and try to drive sales on my website. Now, this will work best if you're actually running a promotion. So let's just say it's 20% off over the next 2 weeks or the next week or something like that. Create a little bit of urgency, give people a little bit of an offer rather than just sending people directly to your website and hoping that they purchase something, because it's really difficult to drive sales directly from Instagram, especially to brand new customers. So we're going to come back over to Ads Manager here, and our thing is going to be Instagram example campaign, and we'll do Farmhouse Goals purchases. So we're going to be using conversions as our goal, and we're going to scroll down here. The next thing I like to use is campaign budget optimization. It's going to optimize our budget across all of our ad sets. So I'm going to click on that. I like to use a lifetime budget. You could either use a daily budget or a lifetime budget. You can always adjust your lifetime budget over time and increase the amount of time that your ads actually run. So we'll just use a lifetime budget. And let's just say I want to spend $500 and see how many sales I can drive with $500. Campaign bid strategy will be lowest cost. So we're just going to be trying to drive the lowest cost conversions for our campaign. So we're going to click on continue here. Okay, so we're going to have our first ad set here. And let's just say I want to target people with an interest in farmhouse decor. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Really how to set up all of your targeting. So now it's going to show conversion. So this is where you want to make sure you're optimizing for the main conversion that's happening on your website. So we have page view here. If we click on X, you're going to see right here, purchase FHG. So that's the conversion we just set up. So under custom conversion, you can see that right here. So now we're going to be optimizing for that specific conversion. Now, let's just say, for example, you have multiple conversions. One thing you can do is say create custom conversion here, and you can do URL contains, let's say, thank you. So let's just say every time someone signs up for your newsletter, they find a thank you page. Now let's just say you have a giveaway going on your website, and every time someone signs up for your giveaway, you have giveaway enter. So now someone enters that page every time. So now if the URL contains thank you or giveaway enter, then both of those are going to count as conversions. And then let's just say you also want to optimize for purchases as well. What you can do is just do something like purchase complete. So now this would optimize for 3 separate conversions. So when people are either signing up for your newsletter, people are entering your giveaway, or people are actually purchasing something on your website, you can use this as your custom conversion. Just name it, click on create, and that would be the one you optimize for. So you're not just limited to optimizing for one conversion here. So we're going to come back over to Ads Manager. We're optimizing for our purchase for this specific one. I prefer to use Dynamic Creative. I did a separate video tutorial about how to use Dynamic Creative. I'm going to go over it right now, but all you need to do is click on right here and just click on continue. Now, the next thing I want to do is we're going to set up our audience, but I want to scroll down a little bit and I want to make sure we're only selecting the Instagram placements. So this is what separates an Instagram advertising campaign from Facebook, is when we click on edit placements here, it's going to be selected into everything. So Facebook, Instagram, Facebook suggested videos, right column. I just want Instagram feed, and you can choose Instagram stories or not to use Instagram stories. You might as well use it, because if it's not performing well, Facebook just won't serve your ads there as often. They'll just keep them in the feed, and vice versa. So we're going to get rid of Facebook feed here. We're going to get rid of suggested videos, right column. Don't worry about any of the issues they see up here right now. So under InStream, we're going to get rid of those. We're just going to be using Instagram stories, Instagram feed, and we're going to get rid of the rest. Okay, so to run ads on Instagram, you would just want to select these 2 options under placements here. So that's all we're going to be doing, is running it on the Instagram feed and in Instagram stories. So now we can come back up to the top here and we can start building our audience. You don't have to do that before you build your audience. I just wanted to show you that. So under audience, you can use some of your saved audiences if you've created some already. If we scroll down here a little bit, you can use custom audiences. So if you have any retargeting audiences, any lookalike audiences that you've already created, I'm going to create a separate video about how to do this with Instagram advertising as well. We do have a Facebook ads retargeting campaign tutorial, so you can watch that one as well for a little bit more information about this. But what I'm going to do is be using an interest audience. And let's just say, for example, I want to target people. Let's say I want to make sure I'm targeting people who are homeowners. So most homeowners are 25 plus, maybe 30 plus. I can do 25 and up. We'll do all genders. Languages, since everything about my ads and my website is in English, I'm just going to target the English language for this. Locations, I'm going to be using everyone in this location in the United States. So you can use some of your Google Analytics data here if you want to. You can use some of your Facebook data here if you know there's specific locations where your customers are located. So with locations, you just want to make sure you're targeting the locations that you serve with your products and services. So next, it's going to say detailed targeting expansion. So interest expansion is now extended to all detailed targeting options. So you may see better ad performance if you use this feature. So right here is how you can expand or not expand. You might as well just expand, because it's going to say when it may increase conversions at a lower cost per conversion. So it's just going to help kind of Facebook test your advertisements with similar audiences to the ones that you are targeting. So one thing you can start with is clicking on suggestions here, and it's going to pull up some different suggestions of either past audiences that you've targeted or audiences related to the people that like your pages. So with farmhousegoals.com, it's all related to farmhouse decor. So you're going to see some things that are pretty related to farmhouse, and I'm going to show you exactly how I build my audiences. So let's say Williams Sonoma. Let's use Crate and Barrel, Pottery Barn, and we'll do Pier 1. Okay, so we'll start with these interests right here. You can see our potential reach right now is 81 million people, which is pretty large. So obviously it's saying broad over here. So what I want to do is narrow the audience a little bit. So we're going to come over here, click on suggestions again. So let's say for the second part, I only want to reach people in the top 10% of US zip codes and the top 5% of US zip codes. So let's see what our audience size is now, 5.3 million. We're going to narrow it one more time So I'm going to say people must have an interest in some of these different brands and magazines. They must be in the top 10% of zip codes United States. And we're going to do one more. So we're going to click here, click on suggestions. We're going to come down and we're just going to do farmhouse. So let's see what our audience size is. So 2.4 million people, still a pretty large audience. You can narrow it further, but I'm going to keep it like this for right now. So people who must be interested in farmhouse, they must be in these household incomes, and they start with some of these different interests as well. So we're only going to be reaching people that are interested in farmhouse here because that's the third one that we're narrowing it down by. So that's kind of how I create audiences. I'll kind of create a bunch of different audiences when I'm setting up my campaigns, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So under connections here, you can do add a connection type, and you can exclude people who already like your page. You can include people who like your page. You can include friends of people who like your page. I like to exclude people who like my page, and we'll just enter our page here. So farmhouse goals, anybody who likes our page, we're not going to be targeting them with this individual ad set. So we're going to scroll down a little bit. You can save this audience if you want. So if you click on save, I can just do farmhouse goals, audience, example, Instagram. And then you can use it later and it will show up under your saved audiences. So we're going to keep scrolling down. So make sure you only check on the Instagram feed and Instagram stories. So we're going to keep going down. Budget and scheduling. So our optimization will be conversions. We're looking for the lowest cost conversions. Under schedule, it's going to say start date today and it's going to end in 1 month. If it says this start date is in the past, just click on this link right here and it will fix that. Conversion window, you can do 7 days click, 1 day view. So that's after clicking or viewing the ad. After clicking the ad, you can do 1 day or 7 days. I'll do 7 days click or 1 day view. That's fine. You can set ad set spend limits for specific ad sets. So that's another option that you have. Right now, what I would generally do is just click on continue and start creating my ads. Okay, so we have our ad name at the top. So what we're going to do is just do sample Instagram ad. Okay, so Facebook page will be farmhouse goals. Instagram account will be farmhouse goals. Make sure you have the correct Instagram account here, obviously, if you're managing multiple pages. As we scroll down, you can see format. So it's going to say one image or video or slideshow with multiple images are some of the different formats that you can use. For this, I'm just going to be using images. With dynamic creative, the way it works is you upload multiple images, you create multiple headlines, link descriptions, and text. And Facebook or Instagram is going to mix and match all of those assets that you upload. So the images, the headlines, the text, it's going to use them differently in different ads. And then whatever's performing best are the ones that they're going to continue to serve. So basically by uploading up to 10 images, as we come down here, you can enter 5 different texts. So you can see 0 out of 5 options. You can enter 5 different headlines, 0 out of 5 options. So we're going to come back up to the top here and we're going to start uploading our images. I highly recommend just using all 10 images. If you only have, let's say 4 or 5 that work the best, then that's fine as well. For image recommendations, so the size that they recommend is just a square 1080 by 1080. So crop is 1 by 1. So when it comes to Instagram story ads, if you upload an image that's, let's say 800 by 1000, so the crop would be 4 by 5, but the way the Instagram stories show, vertical images work. So we're going to click on upload images here and upload a few. And then as we come over here to browse library, we can pick some of the images we've used in the past already. So we have these 2 right here we just uploaded. I'll do another one. So you'll see 800 by 1000. Those will look a little better in the stories. And then for the other ones, I'm just going to use 1080 by 1080. So we'll just use some of the other ones we have already uploaded. So these will all be fine. So we'll click on continue here. You want to use 10 if you have 10 good images. So as you can see here, we have some different ones that we're running, and we're going to scroll down here a little bit. So first thing we're going to do is enter our website URL, but I like to build a URL parameter that allows us to track our campaigns directly into Google Analytics. So when you go into your Google Analytics account, you can see how your Instagram ads are performing and how specific ad sets are performing. You'll get all of that data in Facebook as well. So you don't necessarily need to do it, but I highly recommend just doing it. So let's just say, for example, I want to send people directly to my homepage. So we'll come back over here. We'll build a URL parameter. So we start with the URL. The source will be Instagram. The campaign medium. So you can see some of the different options for medium that they show: banner, email, Facebook feed, Instagram story. So what I can do is something like Instagram feed story. So I know it's coming really from both. So you can separate these out by placement if you want to, but since I'm using both, I'm going to do Instagram feed stories, so I know that's where my traffic's coming from. Campaign name, so what I like to do is just set this right here, just use campaign name. Then campaign content, this will allow you to separate out the different ad sets that you're running. So the first one I'm using kind of a farmhouse interest ad set, so I could just use ad set name here. So you just want to make sure you name your ad set very similar to the audiences that you're targeting. So if you're using a retargeting audience, if you're using lookalikes, you want to make sure you name your ad set to reflect that. So now we can click on apply, and it's going to use that website URL here. And now what we can do is start to see the way our ads are going to look on the Instagram feed and in Instagram stories. But we can enter our text for now as that begins to load. Okay, so when it comes to ad copy, you have text and you have headline here. Now the main thing you want to focus on is text. So headline might not even really show up in any of your Instagram ad placements. It shows up in some of the other ad placements through Facebook. But under text here, if we look at it real quick, and I just click on view more variations, and we're just looking at text for Instagram stories, it's going to show up right at the bottom here. And then if we're looking at it for an Instagram feed, it's going to show up right here, basically like an Instagram caption would. Then you also have a call to action, so you can change that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my call to action. So I want people to shop on my website. So what we're going to do is use shop now. So people know that they're going to go to my website and shop. Display link, what I can do is just enter farmhousegoals.com. I can do /shop, but I'll just enter the home page. So if we scroll back to the top here, what we want to do is next is add our 5 different texts here. So we take text, and what we're going to do is just say something like shop farmhouse goals for 20% off farmhouse decor this month. So I like to keep my text pretty short and sweet, but you can kind of test out different things here. So I'm going to enter all 5 texts here, but I'm going to fast forward through this part a little bit so you don't have to watch me writing ad copy over and over. Okay, so we have our text here. So now what Instagram is able to do is kind of mix and match this text with some of the different images here that you can see up at the top. So as we scroll down a little bit, you can see shop farmhouse goals for 20% off farmhouse decor. For a limited time only, we are offering 20% off. We have one that doesn't even include the 20% off sale. That one probably won't do as well, but it just lists some different things people can purchase. Save 20%, sale ends July 1st. Beautiful farmhouse decorations, upgrade your home, save 20% off your entire order when you shop today. So we have our website URL set. I just set one headline, but they don't even show in these ad placements, but I just want to have one headline there. Anything that does show in these ad placements, you want to make sure you do include with your advertisements. So now one thing I want to show you is if we click on view more variations here. So one option is the Instagram feed, and then you can also see the Instagram stories. So for these vertical images right here, they tend to appear a little bit better in the Instagram story, but it might cut off your text a little bit. So what you can do is kind of upload different image sizes here. So this one is just 1080 by 1080. And this one will show the entire text here. So you want to run a combination of both for Instagram stories and for your Instagram feed, because it's only going to use the images that perform the best. So if we come back over here to Instagram feed, obviously the 1080 by 1080 will look the best. So you can see shop farmhouse goals for 20% off farmhouse decor this month. We have shop now. So we have our text set up. We have people going to our landing page. We have conversion tracking set up. We have dynamic creative being used with Instagram advertisements. So now we can come down here and just click on confirm. Okay, so we have our campaign published now. So one thing that you can do is once you publish your campaign, we can click on it. It's going to open up the ad set. So what we can do is just click on duplicate. So we're going to create one copy of this ad set. We're going to create it in the original campaign and click on duplicate. So now when you do that, it's going to create an exact duplicate of that ad set. So let's just say instead of naming it real quick, we're going to come down here and you're going to see under audience, it has use as saved audience. So we can click on that and we can just adjust this to one of our different saved audiences here. So let's use high income farm decor. So a different saved audience that we're using. So age 40 up, same language. The interests are a little bit different here. So it's kind of similar, but if we come over here, let's just say I change the ad set name to high income farm decor. So now we're testing a completely different audience here. So you can continue to do this. So you can duplicate this ad set and just update the targeting. So the other thing we can do is if we click on edit here, Rather than using a saved audience, maybe what I want to do is use one of my lookalike audiences. So I can do Farmhouse Goals website traffic lookalike. I can use my website traffic retargeting audience. If we come in here to some different custom audiences, it'll have any of the ones that we've created in the past in the lookalike audiences. Let's just use this one for example. So anybody who's visited our website, this is a lookalike based off all those people. You can also layer in additional targeting just like this. So now we have our lookalike audience along with some of this other targeting here. Potential reach 430,000 people. That's more than enough with our budget. So we can click on update here. And we have our saved audience is now updated. So we can click on done. That's fine. So what we can do is say lookalike plus high income farm decor. And then we'll click on publish, and it's really that simple. Now you can test multiple ad sets against each other. When I create campaigns, whether it's Facebook ads or Instagram ads, I generally run at least 4 ad sets, and you can upload multiple ads. So you're not able to do that as easily when you're using dynamic creative, because with dynamic creative, it's going to create basically hundreds of ads based on this one advertisement that we uploaded. So this is a great way to start creating your ads and your ad sets and your campaigns when you're running Instagram advertisements. You want to make sure you're using conversions, focused on campaigns with the lowest cost conversions. And then as you start to get some data, you're going to see certain ad sets are going to perform better than others. And you can test along the way. If you want to come to your ads and you want to change different landing pages and see if maybe sending people directly to a shop page works better. Maybe you want to create a custom landing page that reflects the sale. So on the landing page, when people come in, it says, hey, save 20% until July 1st. Maybe you get free shipping on a certain order. Maybe you want to put on the landing page that people can enter your giveaway, enter your newsletter. All of those things can be very helpful, especially when you're running Instagram advertisements, because it's going to be difficult to get people to go off of Instagram and buy something directly from your website if they're not familiar with you already. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.